Well, welcome to the 700 Club. Stunning revelations about the 2020 election. President Trump's legal team says it has evidence that foreign software was used to steal the election, and that the evidence is strong enough to overturn the results in multiple states. Is it possible that President Trump has won by millions of votes, which were taken away from him? Dale Hurd has that.
The media continue to pressure the president to admit he lost to Joe Biden. But lawyers for the president say software from a company called Dominion Voting Systems was used to steal the election. When President Trump tweeted over the weekend that Biden won because the election was rigged, the media said the president was finally admitting defeat. But the president followed up that Biden, quote, only won in the eyes of the fake news media. The Biden camp is frustrated that the Trump administration is not admitting defeat and not allowing government agencies to cooperate with its transition team.
We can't until we get that GSA ascertainment that authorizes us to contact government officials. And so we can't have any of those kinds of contacts until we get to that stage of ascertainment.
And even many Republicans believe Joe Biden is the president-elect and should be treated as such.
It is very important that Joe Biden have access to the intelligence briefings to make sure that he is prepared.
But the president's legal team says it has evidence that foreign software from companies called Dominion and Smartmatic were used to steal the election. Trump lawyer Rudy Giuliani appeared on the Fox News program Sunday Morning Futures.
It's way beyond what people think, including a very, very dangerous foreign company that did the votes in 27 states, a company that's not American, a company that's foreign, a company that has close ties with Venezuela and therefore China, and uses Venezuelan company software that's been used to steal elections in other countries.
Attorney Sidney Powell promises the evidence exists to overturn the election results in multiple states.
First of all, I never say anything I can't prove. And President Trump won by not just hundreds of thousands of votes, but by millions of votes that were shifted by this software that was designed expressly for that purpose. We have sworn witness testimony of why the software was designed. It was designed to rig elections.
One witness in Georgia has sworn in an affidavit that he saw votes for President Trump mysteriously disappear from election totals. The company in question, Dominion Voting Systems, a Canadian company headquartered in Denver, was reportedly rejected by the state of Texas and has been criticized by both Republicans and Democrats for failing to meet minimum security standards. Dominion Voting Systems says it categorically denies false assertions about vote-switching issues with our voting systems. But the chairman of Smartmatic is Peter Neffinger, who is also on Joe Biden's transition team. Smartmatic has been tied to allegations of election rigging overseas. On its website, Smartmatic says it's not a Venezuelan company, and its software was not used in states where the results are being contested. Giuliani calls Dominion a radical left company and says he's lined up the witnesses who will prove in court that the presidential election was rigged. Dale Hurd, CBN News.
Doesn't it shock you, ladies and gentlemen? Doesn't it shock you? And I'm so sick of hearing anchors, including those on Fox News, saying the unproven allegations, the president without any evidence, There is reams of evidence. There are reams, I should say, of evidence pointing to fraud in this thing. Reams of sworn testimonies. And people, you hear these guys saying, well, they're unproven allegations. Well, he doesn't have to prove anything. He's got to, first of all, show the evidence. Then you get the proof. Well, he has no evidence. The evidence is overwhelming. And to think that Venezuela might be controlling the company that in turn handles the huge amount of software that handles the ballots and to control the election in the United States, it's horrifying to even contemplate. And where I was told that the huge servers having millions of ballots was in Germany. Now I understand it may well be in Barcelona, Spain, but it's not in America. This is something that we cannot permit. We cannot allow this to happen in this great country, and we cannot allow our elections to be stolen. And I hope that the people in the so-called fake media will behave themselves and stop saying the president should be quiet and accept the results and roll over and give Biden everything he asked for. No way, no how. Well, in other news, new hope in the battle against the raging coronavirus. A second vaccine is now showing very promising results. Ephraim Graham has more from our CBN newsroom.
Pat, Moderna reports its vaccine is 94.5% effective in preventing the coronavirus. That is according to early reports from the company's phase 3 trials. It's the second vaccine in a week to show encouraging results. The news couldn't come at a better time as the U.S. added more than 1 million new cases in the last week, with a total of 11 million nationwide.